Jen, I want to move again to the conversation around the voice, the lack of detail and all the rest of it. I repeat, I think this thing's going to win. I know that's sort of a minority position around these parts, but I do think that's what's going to happen. I think the vibe is winning at this stage, whether it should or shouldn't. But the question about whether or not there should be more detail on the bone. Now, you've got the Prime Minister openly suggesting, look, we'll get one regardless of whether it'll be in the Constitution or not, which I think only strengthens the no case. And then we have constitutional experts going up on taxpayer telly today saying, of course the Australian people shouldn't be getting more detail. Have a look.
There would be real problems if you did it in advance and gave them the bill and said, this is what's going to happen, that people would think that's what they're voting on and then hold the government to that politically when in fact the process involves getting Parliament to decide those things in the future and change them from time to time when needed.
So, Richo, are the Australian people too stupid to know the difference between what they're voting for and the exact wording of what would be in the Constitution to make it happen?
You'd have to be a mug as a politician to take the view that the people are mugs and you're clever. You're not. And the collective wisdom of Australia will always be greater than that of the individual poly. In fact, some of the individual polys I bet it wouldn't take too many Australians to.
Oh, they wouldn't take any. Some of them they're as thick as bricks. But I think you've got to acknowledge that that if you're going to have some massive change like this, then you've got to have a national vote. But whether it should be in the Constitution or not, I'm just not excited about this, Paul. So if I'm not excited about it, I can't see why it should be in the Constitution.
Yeah, I'm with you largely. Jenna, my view is that if the Prime Minister wants to, day one of new Parliament, he can establish the voice, he can set it up, he can tell us how many people are going to be in it, how it's going to work, and then we can have a vote in December to this body that'll be up and running for the best part of 12 months to decide whether it goes into the Constitution. Instead, vibe, then change Constitution, then we'll tell you how many people, how it works and all the rest of it. This seems to be, and forgive my crudity, but a bogan of which I am, it's a bit arse about.
It is, I think, Paul, and I think the big issue is the fact that we're just going to get bogged down in detail about the detail. And I really take Richo's point, the fact that the Australian electorate are not mugs, but they don't really care that much for what politicians get up to day to day. Just give people the dot points. People are not going to sit down, as much as a lot of people would love to sit down and read that entire report where all of that detail is canvassed. People just do not have time and they do not care. And I think they also probably don't want to have the waste of taxpayer money that is going to go towards the referendum, where you could take that $73 odd million and actually put it into the communities that need help immediately.